Guys, it's Gandalf.
No, what's that, what's that other one? Huh?
Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lewis here from Next Gen Framers, and in this build right behind me, as you guys can see, kind of just a concrete poured. So this is going to be a new build. This is a barn that we're working on, and the barn in total I think is like 2,300 square foot, somewhere around there, 2,100 square foot. So main floor is about 1,800 square foot. The garage is 269, and then the loft, there's a loft up in the roof, and that one's going to be about 190. So what the whole point of this barn is, so the homeowners, once it's built, the homeowners will live in the barn while we move over and build the actual house that they want, which is about 30 feet that way, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But let's get right into it, guys. It's gonna be a crazy build. I'm kind of gonna show you guys step-by-step process of this barn, and then once we move on to the house, I'll show you guys that. It's gonna be big and amazing. So definitely hit that subscribe button if you guys have not already. Like and share this video, and let's get right into it, guys. So I'm actually gonna get on top of this hill. Well, actually, in Kansas we like to call these things mountains because, you know, Kansas is flatter than, well, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, Kansas is flat, so this technically is called a mountain. So right there, that is gonna be, that's the barn right there. They got whole, I think it's 2,200 square foot, and then directly over there, if you guys can see, let me zoom in, that is where the house is going to be going, right in that area, right along here. Okay, as soon as this barn's completely done, homeowners will sell their current house that they're in, and then they will move into the barn while we build the house right next to them. It is day one, so we got the beams showing up. We also got the lumber coming in. As we're moving on, we had, so pre-frame is right there. If you're new to the channel, pre-frame is an amazing thing. So what it is pretty much we take like headers, corners, wall partitions, and also all the crypts and all those things for the doors and the windows and all the things that we can put together, and we build them in our shop. So we like to do it like on a rainy day. So the other day it rained, and we had a day off to where we were waiting for this to get poured, because this literally just got poured I think 2 days ago. So while we were waiting, we would go in our shop, and we'll inside climate controlled, we'll build all this pre-frame, and then we will ship it out. So right there is Dad's trailer, and we'll haul it on that thing and bring it out here, and then whenever we're ready to start building walls and everything, we'll just take from that whatever we need, and we don't have to be on the job making that. So yeah, it's about a day to build all that stuff, but when we go on the job, it saves us hours upon hours. We're gonna get right into it, laying out walls and getting them prepared to get the floor on. And I got Will here. He's going to explain the beginning steps of what we got going on.
So we're gonna start laying out the foundation here. I've got my laser set up on our long through wall here, getting ourselves a laser line that we can then square the entire building up. So I have it set on 5.5 for our 2x6 plate from the exterior of the building. Shot it down over to here to get our line, and then what this will do is this will bring that laser in nice and straight, and then down on that side over there we can then square that side of the building off of, and then we will parallel this wall, and with these two lines, the square, the net perfect 90, we'll be able to square the entire building off of it. So this laser pretty much just shoots our lines and makes it to where we can have a perfectly square line to square the rest of the house off of.
In a nutshell, explain to me what construction is.
Depression, alcoholism. building.
So explain in a nutshell construction.
Are you kidding me?
You can't say depression.
So dumb said.
Yep.
Aha. Yeah, good one. The reason for my alcohol abuse. Damn it. I guess we're all alcoholics in this trade. Gabe sure as hell is.
Yeah. In a nutshell, explain construction.
A big giant headache. Is that what you said?
No. Alrighty guys, so first couple of steps, we've been getting all the plate material. So all exterior walls right now are 2x6, and the stuff we put down on this is a pressure treated green plate. So pretty much it's used to go against the concrete, so that way it soaks up all the moisture and it keeps it from rot. It's better than the regular 2x6 that, yeah, it's like a yellow, we call it yellow. The other 2x6 is just really just regular. But this stuff we use, it helps with keeping moisture locked in it, and it helps it from rotting as well. What we use to screw all of this stuff, green plate down, is these nuts and washers. So in the concrete, when they pour the concrete, they put rebar inside of the walls to make it to where we can put these nuts and washers on, and that will put the green plate down. We also put sill seal, which is also another barrier, help to lock in moisture as well, and to help it from rotting, because we don't want this stuff to rot, because it's going to be here for years upon years. So that's what we did there on that bottom plate, and then we will be over here attaching. I got Dom and Gabe attaching all the rim.
Which one? Well, hold up. I think this is where I set my laser to. Yeah, match that one. I kind of went up a fuzz.
So pretty much you take some wood, you screw it in, you unscrew it, you add some more wood, and then you screw it back in.
Pretty much.
And then nail it all in.
Ow! For people that want to do it right, people want to have a flat deck. You don't technically need to do this. Yeah.
So people don't use the laser?
No, they just throw the rim down.
No. Why do we do it then?
So our floor is exactly flat. Helps when you're putting in doors. Helps pretty much everything. It's kind of nice. I don't even, we probably have to put more shims than we do in. I don't know what their coverage is. Actually, no, we don't, because we shim every single TJI. The rim is just kind of an easy way to get to the lasering in each TJI. You laser in the rim, and then you just flush the TJI up to the rim.
Are those composite shims?
Yeah.
Why don't we use the wood shims?
Because composite doesn't rot.
Oh.
And pine shrinks, so your building's gonna settle. No bueno.
We got all the rim in around the entire outside of the house. It has everything shimmed, and we used the laser to make sure it's completely perfect all around and the exact same height, so we have no worries later. And now that we've done that, we're moving on to putting the steel beams in. And the way we're getting those in is, or what we're putting those on, we're putting them on these metal posts that are just Tapcon into the ground. As you guys can see here, Will's been Tapconning those into the ground. The metal beams, all of these had to be cut down to the height because they gave us the wrong beam height, or the wrong, post height. So we had to cut them down and then re-weld them back together, the bottoms back together. So the reason for using metal beams is so that we have a strong structure on, like, the bone. You all heard the saying, when the bones are good, the house, I guess, I don't know if that's how it goes. The house is good too, I guess. When the bones are good, the house doesn't, I don't know. You know what I mean? When the bones are good, the house is good, I guess. But yeah, just flying these beams in here one at a time. We had a nice long one right there, and then we got this one, and those ones are like medium size, and then we got a smaller one going along. So the big long one's gonna go right here, and then I believe this one coming in right here is gonna go right on here. For those of you that watched my last video, I was explaining the jib. So that thing all the way up there that's holding, giving us extra reach, that's called the jib. And it gives us quite a bit, almost 16 to 20 feet of extra reach, which helps out a lot. The way we get the beams to stay in place and in one spot on the posts is we have to on the posts. If you guys saw when I was showing you the posts,
I didn't think I needed to.
they got these things right here, and we're just gonna bend these over with a hammer, and that'll keep them in place. And then we'll later screw them in. Oh, and then they just sit there. Engineers say it's okay just to leave them like that, and we'll obviously raise these up to make it to where they are all the way to the top and they're not going to move. And then sometimes we got to shim in the bottom, make sure that they are straight and level that way. Next step, we are moving on to TJI, which TJI stands for True Joist Eye Joist, which is literally an eye. It looks like an eye right there, capitalized eye. And those are all going on here. They're kind of like the bones or like the ribs, you can say, of the house. And when we measure those with 100-foot tape. So we use this tape right here, channel lock, and this is a nylon coated blade. A lot of people I've seen have used vinyl 100-foot tapes because that's what a lot of them are made out of, but we don't use those because they stretch a lot, and the TJIs can get either short or too long, and it'll just ruin it. More often than not, they were too long. So we use this type of tape measure for it. The process that we use for cutting the TJI is what makes everything go super smooth and quicker. So we got is two guys doing it, and they'll mark out whatever the measurement is, and then they will take this green thing. What's the green thing called? Square. So pretty much, yes, it's called TJI square. And pretty much all you have to do is put one mark, and then you put the TJI square wherever that mark is, and then you cut it. And it saves time instead of having to make the cut, make the line all the way along it. That's what we used to do before we had these. We would do the line all the way through with like a regular square because we were cutting with a skill saw, or we put it on the chop saw. But this saved us a lot of time. We put one mark down, and then you just go ahead and cut away, and it saves us so much time. Now that we have all of the TJIs cut that we need, we're gonna start installing them all along here. And what we do is we pretty much put them on the telehandler. Two guys get in here, and they'll pretty much pass them along wherever they need to go. And then they will screw them into the bottom on layout, and then they will come back and we will nail them all, making sure they're straight. But yeah, I mean, it's a super simple process. That TJI square, I'm telling you, if you do not have one of these, I'll put a link in the description below, so that way you guys can go get yourselves one. Saves you so much time and makes cutting TJIs and installing those so much easier, so much quicker, and a lot faster. So links in the description if you guys want it.